What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Got another video in the pipeline, in the works for you guys today. Today we're taking a look at the VLEDs, brand new monochrome series lights. We're going to be doing some high beams, low beams, and their switchback amber / yellow and white fog lights. These are the absolute premium in aftermarket LED bulb upgrades for Toyota trucks and beyond. Let's jump into the features and everything like that. We'll show you guys what we're working with today. So VLEDs screams premium. These guys put a ton of effort, time, R&D, and development into all their products. Right here, what we've got are their 6K all the way around in terms of color temperature. We've got the high beams, low beams, both V50s, which provide 5,000 lumens. And then we've got the V25s, which provide 2,500 lumens. So let's take a little bit deeper of a dive into the features and the elements and what makes these all so special. All right, so let's take a little bit closer look at these. So the lights themselves have an HB3570 chipset, gives you really good optical quality and density in a small package, and ultimately helps to provide better heat management. We're also looking at an internal heat sink that's copper plated. Again, better conductivity and better thermal performance. We've got the square heat pipes. It provides a good contact surface, and again, really good thermal management. And then we're looking at the back here. We've got the Whisper Flow fan that spins at 12,000 RPM for superior cooling, and it's about 75% quieter than the original Micro. We've also got an external driver and a complete plug-and-play kit that literally lets you open everything, remove your OEM bulbs, and then install these new ones. Let's head over to the truck and let's show you guys how to install all these, and we'll get into it output and everything like that towards the end of the video. So as I already mentioned, we're going to be putting these lights on this 3rd gen Tacoma. This is a 2023 TRD Sport Lunar Rock killer color, probably one of my favorites. But let's pop the hood and let's show you guys how simple this install is. So we got the hood open. This install is just about as straightforward as it gets. Like I said, it's all plug and play. I know it's a bit tough to see because it's pretty tight in there, but the high beam and low beam in the Tacoma are towards the more outside, that's the middle, and the more external side of the bulb and of the headlight. This one over here is the running light to some extent and turn signal. Some of the headlights are a little bit different, but it's as simple as counterclockwise, disconnecting that twist lock on both sides, pushing the release right here, and pulling the bulb out. So that part is super straightforward. Getting your bulbs out, swapping them out is literally that easy. We're going to do that on both sides and start plugging in the new bulbs. All right, so you guys saw us pull everything out. Again, it doesn't get any easier than this. The VLEDs lights have the same retainer pins, clips, whatever you want to call them here. It's going to go right in there, twist in, plug in, and that's as simple as that. We're all done there. So let's get these plugged in, high beam and low beam, and that's pretty much it. We're moving over to the other side and then onto the fog lights. So anytime you install a set of bulbs, before you wrap everything up and solidify the install, you want to make sure you test the lights. We just tried to test them the first time and we got the harness reversed. So I thought it only went in one way, but it actually will fit in both ways. We flipped everything around and now they're working. So I'm going to go turn the lights on, and then we can even look at the output here in the middle of the day. So even right now, if you guys can take a look at this right here, this is just the low beam. So look at the difference. It's the middle of the day, and here is the OEM output, and here is that new VLEDs light. So the output, I mean, we're going to get you guys some night shots, drone shots, things like that. But again, full brightness, middle of the day. We've got the low beams there. Let me show you guys what the high beams look like. Boom. Look at that. I mean, this is washing out the white on the garage in the middle of the day. This is weak, disappointing. Toyota, do better. VLEDs is out here setting the standard. Okay, so the kit comes with, again, absolutely everything you need, down to this little screwdriver, so you can have access to the components if you needed to open them up or adjust some things. So on top of that, we've got zip ties, and presumably this double-sided tape is for installing, I believe, don't quote me on the terminology, but the driver element of what's dealing with all the power that these lights are drawing. Again, I'm not the most technically well-versed electronic guy. VLEDs can answer all those questions, but long story short, these little guys seem to go on the back of here, and you're able to stick that somewhere inside of your engine bay for, call it the ultimate cleanest install. We're probably gonna let this stuff hang out. We're just gonna zip tie everything together so it's not banging around. So driver, high and low beam are done. Literally that simple. If we're recording this video, it might have taken me all of 2 minutes, 60 seconds to install these. So the only thing to note on the passenger side, if you're swapping this out, the windshield washer fluid reservoir is a bit in the way, but you can still get a hand in there to unhook everything and get the new bulbs in. So let's get this side in, then we're moving on to the fog lights. How crazy bright is that, dude? I can't even look at this thing. Man, we got the fan going in the back. It's the business. All right, so Kevin's gonna turn the lights on so you guys can see the fan operation. Turn them all the way on. All right, we're trying to block this light out a little bit in case it's washing it out. The heat output from the light, I mean, I can feel it even at this distance, but look at that 12,000 RPMs go. I'm gonna be quiet for a second so you guys can hear how quiet this guy is. Whisper quiet. Not that it matters, you're never gonna hear it in the cab, but you're not gonna hear some crazy loud whirring or droning. Boom. Pretty neat. High and low beams are finished. Let's move on to the fog lights. Again, also plug and play. If you come over here, we're just gonna have to peel back this liner right here. There's a couple bolts. There's one here, there's one there. Basically, we're just gonna put enough room in there so we can stick a hand in there, pull this back and get access to the harness and the bulb that's right behind here. So once you got all the bolts and everything removed, it's going to be a little bit of finagling because this is pretty firm plastic, but if you get your hand in there, really start pulling this stuff away, slowly loosening it, eventually you'll be able to get it out. So a little bit of playing around, but we're going to make you guys watch me do this because it's boring, but just know, a little tip and trick, be patient, disconnect everything, and then eventually we're gonna get access to the inside of there where all the wiring is. All right, so we've got the old stuff out. You can see the factory harness right here, this little green piece plugged right into the light. And just like how we have up top, the little retaining clips, a quick counterclockwise turn, and that guy popped right out. All we gotta do is plug it in, turn it in, test the polarity, and we're all good. So like I mentioned before, this is the V25. This is the dual function. They also have a V35. That's a 3,500 lumen, all white, but the dual color comes in a 2,500. And if you look real close on that actual chip, you can see that there's a white chip and an amber chip. And we'll show you guys how to switch between those, but really it just comes down to toggling the fog light control inside the vehicle. So let's get these on and then we'll show you guys a little bit more output in the front. So just like we did the high and low beams, we're gonna plug this guy in and test it out. Let me show you guys. I'm gonna go over to the truck, keep recording on there. With the turn of a fog light switch, we now have amber and or yellow, whatever you wanna call it. So really cool. You get two different lights in one, two different colors, mood, scene, settings, environments, whatever you might have. And follow me real quick, Kevin. Really the only thing you need to know about the switchback function is that you're literally just turning your lights on and off, and that's what's going to turn the switch internal to there. It's got the programming, the circuitry, whatever it might be. You turn it on and off and you run through the white and amber colors. All right, so we're done with this side. A little bit of an install tip. It's going to help to move the tire away so you can create a little bit of space when you're in there. So just a heads up on that. I'm going to go in the truck. Kevin's going to keep shooting. Show you guys how these work. So there we go. White, amber, white, amber, white, amber. All right, so that's going to be it for today, at least as far as the install portion goes. We're going to wait a couple days, do some drone shots so you guys can see what this looks like from a bird's eye view, and some other shots on the wall when it gets a little bit later and darker. But for now, that's it. Simple install, the gold standard for LED aftermarket lighting. The new VLEDs, we got the V50s and the 25s. Now we're going to transition over to the night scene here in a couple days. Let you guys take a look and kind of go through the output shots. Okay, so I'm back out here a few days later, a couple weeks, whatever it's been since we did the install. I've got the truck and I wanted to show you guys in the cab, outside of the cab, and then with the drone, the kind of light output we're looking at here. And I'm in a back alley in an industrial park where there's relatively little light, so it does pick up pretty well, both on the camera. We'll try to put some photos and stuff in there as well. But just so you guys can see how bright these things really are, this is my first time seeing these in person at night when it's totally dark outside. And again, I can really see why these are worth the money now. So let me turn the camera around and let me show you guys what these look like on the road. Okay, so now I'm out here trying to give you guys a good baseline. It's pretty dark out here. We're in a dimly lit industrial park, and let's just get into it. Here are the high beams, pretty powerful. Anybody who has a stock third gen Tacoma knows they are definitely not this bright. Let's go ahead and put on the brights. Now, it's hard to pick up like way in the distance over there. I'll try to kind of flash them, but they do project really, really far. They make the OEM housing actually shine, literally, no pun intended. So then let's turn on, we'll turn everything off. And then those are the fog lights right there. Obviously, inside the truck, you're not going to be seeing super low, and the way the camera is situated, it's hard to see exactly where the light output is, but I can assure you from where I'm sitting, where you're at head level, there is more than enough output. There's a little bit of a shift in the beam pattern because the way the LED chips are laid out, but here we've got again the regular fogs, the white ones, little switchback, now we got the yellow. So here we go, I'll show you guys the headlights, and then those are with the fog lights, and then with the yellow fog lights. So light output, pretty good, I'd say. So we're back outside the cab now, a good higher position for you guys to get a good idea of what's going on down there. Let's put on the low beams, let that get focused. High beams, you can even see them on the ground, they're so bright. So high beams, we'll turn everything off. Fog lights white, fog lights yellow. And then let's turn everything on. That's low beams and white fog lights, low beams and yellow fog lights. So super impressive. All right, I'll try to keep this short and not just blind everybody here, but super, super bright. Housing looks super good with that nice, crisp white output. Cutoff is perfect, and these are some real serious lights. So I'm gonna send up the drone now, and you guys can really see what we're working with here. So pretty impressive. The LEDs, I think this one's gonna take the cake. So let's get a little quick front end shot over here. Blow the camera out for 2 seconds. Look at that. And again, no cutoff, blinding people in terms of needing to adjust the headlights. I know they go pretty far down there, but I checked it. You gotta be pretty low to actually be blinded by them. So this works really well, really, really well. All right, guys, that's gonna be it. Thank you again for sticking around for another video. Much, much more to come. Here's why I think that VLEDs is probably one of the best, if not the best option for aftermarket LEDs. I've seen few companies care this much and provide this much light output. Again, I know it's got a higher price point, but if I was in the market for that one bulb that was gonna beat them all, that was still cheaper than a whole headlight housing or a retrofit, this is gonna be the one. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.